POV, day in the life, $100 million CEO.
I'm not even super rich, but I'm at a point where I don't have to do these things.
It's like business advice in a sauna. You know, you do entrepreneurship or you have jobs so you can create a lifestyle.
If you're worried about the day-to-day of your business, there's probably some core issues. Holy shit, distractions. I'm distracted as f***. Am I doing what I really want to do? Or is it because like I'm chasing like more recognition or more fame or more money?
Dude, I'm fucking tired. I'm starting to get stage fright from the expenses.
How do I say this without sounding like a total dick?
Kids these days don't want to be rich.
Alright. I think a lot of times we wake up and I'm like, okay, we have to go. Or
Well, hurry the hell up!
I think having a little more patience, that's my word of the year. And I love having nothing from like when I wake up until noon. And that is such a luxury, and it's just a really nice time to be like, okay, is there anything I have to get done or I want to get done that's outside of the norm, or just really let me relax into the day? How do I say this without sounding like a total dick? I'm not even super rich. Like, I'm trying to also buy a car today for my wife, but I'm at a point where I don't have to do these things. So it's like, what do you really want to be doing? And I think this is how all of us live the lives we want to be living, where it's do the thing you actually want to be doing. But it's like making content. I think this is where we get up. Just because like you're like, hey, I want to make content because I like sharing what's going on. And then it's like, well, we have to do the content that's going to get a lot of views. And I'm not as excited to make that video today. And you have to balance what you want to make with what people want to watch. I do love making content. I think it's just being like, okay, do you want to make this content, or is it just because you have to make it or you're supposed to make it? And so I try to tell myself to just listen to that voice. And tempting, right? Because you want the money or you want the views. But I think the more that you just stay true to that, the better you'll feel. And if the views come, great. And if not, you still at least feel good about what you're doing. But let's go chill in the sauna, dude. I need like a little chill sesh.
It's like business advice in a sauna. I wasn't really looking forward to making this video. And now I'm supposed to make another video and then have a podcast. And it's just like, why? You do entrepreneurship or you have jobs so you can create a lifestyle. I wanted to just come like relax. Just like let my mind be empty, not have technology, not have to do video, not have to go into AppSumo meetings. I think it's tough when you wake up and it's like, I got all this shit to do. I'm on the phone, some Slack thing happened, an email thing happened, this thing went out and it wasn't correct. And you kind of just get riled up, at least I do. And so again, my word of the year is patience. So trying to just like, let's come in, let's be patient on these things, and then kind of in a woo-woo way, recenter the day and then come back. I don't know, I feel brighter. What do you really want in this life? How do you really want your days to be? And be okay if it's not what others want. And if it's not where you want to be, just start planting the seeds today to get to that point. You know, I think people miss that in businesses. Like, AppSumo's 15 years. It's not, you know, it's now in high school hating its daddy.
You can't force a dream onto someone else, Dad!
And so be patient that your business takes time to mature. You know what it is? Things take maintenance. And I think we forget that sometimes. Our body takes maintenance, your house takes maintenance, and your business takes maintenance. I would say my job at AppSumo is to help make sure that the people working there are living the lives they want to live. And I think I used to feel guilty, like, oh, I should be at the computer working, and I should be doing this. It's like, no, I want to live how I want to live, and within the rest of the company, I want everyone else feeling that way too. Those are my sauna thoughts of the day, is just let go of the attachment of these accomplishments or these identities we think of for ourselves versus what we really feel and what we're aware of, and awake with ourselves. And then secondly, just be grateful and help all the people that are helping you live your own great life too.
I wanted to just call out, so there's a lady back here helping with the pool. Shout out to her. It kind of just makes me realize like we all need people to help us in our lives, whether it's to coach us or support us, or maybe you hire them to do things for you. And so sometimes there's this, I think that's a lot of CEO stuff. It's like, where are you going and how can you find other people to help you do those things? So I just want to thank all the people. I don't know where she went. Helping do things in my life.
How do my goals align? Don't look at me. Private.
All right, next up, because my wife wants breakfast and I'm doing, it's cool, I want to prioritize my family, so I'm going to be cooking her some eggs, toast, and some fruta.
How does this make me feel? It makes me feel like I'm prioritizing what I said I'd prioritize. And taking care of my family. It makes me feel good about myself. Like, I think we can all do these things. Like, you can either make breakfast for someone, you can call someone, but I think it's like, what are the things that make you feel self-worthy? People might be wondering like, hey, how do you know how AppSumo's doing? And I would say when you get to higher levels of your business, you don't necessarily, if you're worried about the day-to-day of your business, there's probably some like core issues to really focus on. One of the ways that helps me alleviate that is I go in Slack and we have a thing called Daily Pulse. And so we can share some of the numbers blurred out. And so even from far away, just even look far away, you see how there's like green check marks? I just come to basically make sure is like everything on track or not. And if there's yellow or red, I'm gonna go talk to the person who owns those numbers and say, hey, is everything okay? And if not, see what's going on. If I'm worrying about the day-to-day, like who the people are or how the numbers are doing, there's something core that needs to be worked on in the business. That's why I really haven't even checked in or really gotten too involved in AppSumo just yet. I'm gonna do my journaling and then I'll start getting into some of the prep for the AppSumo town hall and checking in on things for AppSumo. I'm gonna get into writing. When I start writing, I don't do anything else, so.
Isaac is here with me. I'm writing out what's been happening. Really proud of myself for not doing extra filming today, which is ironic given this is the film. Also for pausing the podcast that I didn't want to go out. Need to make sure it doesn't wear out the team, but it's also good to be aligned and check in with how I'm feeling. Happy I talked to my mom in the morning, always a plus. It is a check-in, but that's what she needs, and I can do a better job of asking her what's going on in her life. Busy day with doctors yesterday. Definitely miss having the assistant do some of this work. Definitely want to get an executive assistant or a personal assistant in to support a lot of the basic things that I've been doing around the house and scheduling. Way to take your power back. Do the content and videos that you want to be doing. Which videos are those? How we launched BreezeDoc, which is on track for 7 figures. My skincare routine, day in the life videos like this one. How are you investing in AppSumo's future? I'm excited for Neville's bachelor party. Woo woo. Proud of you for being more mindful about my own weight and working on it day by day. Exercise, mindful eating, and consistency is the solution for the results you want. Same in business, same for the relationship. Mafe's car is kind of a lot of money. At $77,000, it is not cheap at all. She's gonna love the car. Worst case scenario, we sell it and lose 10K. Will I notice the money when it's gone? No. This is die with zero shit, man. Just definitely need to support on the taxes and the accounting side personally. Feel like not as present or available to do those things in those areas. I love the sway of our tree in our backyard. So cool the tree will spread roots and with maintenance it'll grow and get bigger. I don't mind these point of view videos. It's very meta, I'm writing about it. That's okay. To have to record for sometimes and just dial it in. Things I'm looking forward to this week, ride with Ian, Massagy, AppSumo H2 meeting, and my wife, pregnancy class and nightly walks. All things good. Hashtag morning pages.
Now we are gonna go upstairs, do a little bit of prep work for the AppSumo meeting, finish up the $1 Million Weekend videos. I might take a break and play pinball, and then go for a walk, and then get back into the AppSumo meetings. Oh, this is cool. Just got a podcast request to go on Masters of Scale with Reid Hoffman. Yes, that is sick. Reid Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. He was an early investor in Facebook. He's literally a legend in Silicon Valley. Super fire. That's a huge win. I think what's been interesting is like chasing versus being with making content and getting on shows and, you know, having the book come out. Where am I doing what I really want to do? Or is it because like I'm chasing like more recognition or more fame or more money? You know, what kind of content would I pay for us to be making? And I think that's an easy way to kind of think about these things. When people aspire to run $1 million or $100 million or $10,000 business, whatever size it is, I think you have more satisfaction and more success when you're just clear with what parts you really enjoy and staying true to that throughout the process. Because I do think over time, you start doing the stuff and you're like, man, I'm not enjoying any of it. And so it's something I have to kind of keep coming back to myself on. It's a nice feeling, like saying no to something, which keeps me open to available to have something like this come up. So that's definitely super nice. It's very exciting. Like someone wrote an email saying, thank you for $1 Million Weekend. Can we chat for 15 minutes? Holy shit, distractions. I'm distracted as fuck. I don't know if you expect CEOs or people that are doing things to be distracted, but we like to be distracted. It's important not to guilt yourself for it. I think if you're not accomplishing things or your whole day feels like this, I think once in a while that's actually okay. But if your whole day, whole weeks, whole months, it feels like you're just constantly distracted doing, not moving in a direction you want or not accomplishing the things you want, it's good to just kind of like double check yourself with that. Be aware, wake up and think, okay, are there any changes I want to make here that's not helping me do the things or get to the places I want to be going? Another hack, learn how to type faster. If you think about where you start everything, like your bed is where you start, your computer is where you start, your hands are where you start. I think people are trying to learn like for new tools. And I mean, AppSumo, we're the #1 place to help sell tools. So I think it's how do I learn how to use the tools more effectively and think about where you're spending a lot of your time typing, writing, maybe reading, maybe using your trackpad. And is there ways that you can learn how to use them more efficiently?
All right, I am reading an AppSumo email. This is a product called Eureka, research topics, validate ideas, create books. So one thing I think about when I'm like checking out our emails and reading this kind of stuff is, are you tasting the soup? If you're making a service, if you're making a product, if you're selling digital, whatever it is, or if you're making YouTube videos, are you watching your stuff? So for me, I like watching my own stuff. I like reading AppSumo emails, and pay attention when you're zoning out. Pay attention when you're not paying attention. And that'll kind of show you some areas that you can work on in your business. If you are paying attention, go be a customer of your business. And I think you always kind of find out new things versus as you get further away or as you grow businesses, you kind of get disconnected sometimes from your customers or your partners. And this is a nice way for me to make sure that I'm staying connected to what AppSumo is doing. We have a town hall in 20 minutes, so I was reviewing the entire agenda. If you think about it, it's like 100 people times their hourly. Like that's a very expensive meeting that we're doing. So we want to make sure that the agenda is super dialed in. So I'm going to go for a quick walk before the meeting. And a lot of great stuff comes to that. It's also just being relaxed every day. I appreciate not having to be stressed or like full on 100% go. And so this is behind the scenes of what I spend my day doing. I try to get the hell out of the house all the time. You know, especially if you work from home, it's definitely like, okay, I'm here, I need to get the hell out of it. I was kind of just thinking about like, if people see the POV, they're like, you look over agendas, you double check some numbers, and you didn't really do anything today. A lot of my job is, okay, have we set up our vision for AppSumo? Yeah, be the #1 place to distribute tools for solopreneurs. So we have this like tons of cool stuff we're thinking about for the next few years. Do we have a super clear plan for the quarter? Yeah. Do we have most of the right people in place? Yes. And so a lot of my time is not necessarily dealing with the day-to-day or the month-to-month. It's more of like the quarter or the year or the few years. And so my day is just kind of making sure everything is on the right track. And a lot of my day now is like creating content that helps build awareness for AppSumo. And then also hiring some of the new executives within marketing, within finance, where there's some gaps within helping run AppSumo. It's kind of my sweet spot. It's my dream. Like I like making content, I like marketing, I like promoting. I like what we get to do at AppSumo and the amount of involvement I get to have. So, I don't know, it was just interesting to reflect that. When you hear this shit, when people talk about it, like,
the CEO sets the vision, the CEO hires the team.
And you're like, dude, what are you talking about? Aren't you working? Because I think when you're starting out, you are doing all these things. And you're like, what do you mean you just set the vision, you choose the players, you choose, you know, and you let them do their execution. You don't really, I think it's hard to really connect or grasp that. I've been really trying to extricate myself from the day-to-day of the business, and I like the cadence of it. And kind of part of my job with all of it is just like making sure the people are happy. You know, make sure you're happy, make sure your team is happy, make sure your customers and partners are happy. So what we have the town hall meeting from 3 to 4. I get a 30-minute break. Then I meet with my business partner. We meet every week, twice a week. So I have a 30-minute chat with him. Then we go meet with a potential nanny for an hour at a coffee shop. Then we go to a SaaS meetup. So it's with a bunch of different SaaS creators. That's what we promote at AppSumo. So then that's 6 to 8. And then I'll come home here and have dinner. Definitely is picking up in the afternoon. That's why I like kind of like a slower, quieter morning.
A lot of... Are you there?
Whose music is that? That was my reggaeton. Apologies. Not apologies, actually. So how's everyone else doing? So I am being filmed. We're doing like a AppSumo POV video. Isaac, come say hi. This is Isaac. You've seen him at our event, so he's filming. It's our town hall. It's like 70 people. All our meetings are optional, so if people don't think people should come, we just don't make people come. If you don't see people, especially when you're doing remote culture, it's nice to have like the connections and people talking about different things. So this is that moment once a month to bring everyone together. So just at the town hall, pretty good. There's some things that happen, if we're honest, like we're hiring new people that I wasn't informed of, which part of AppSumo values is ask for forgiveness, not permission. So I do things where I want people to just do what they want, and then I'm like, why did you do that? So you have to be mindful what you're conditioning people on. Like if you get mad or you say, hey, why did you do that? They're gonna be then timid to do those things. So we're hiring 2 new roles, and so I just asked our chief operating officer, I said, hey, like, just curious, like, how did we make that decision? And so she gave me the information, and then she said, yeah, I think I should have just shared that with you and the rest of the leadership team in the future. And I was like, great. Because when she actually explained it, it was totally made sense, and I love that she took the initiative. Like, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for leaders to lead. And so she was doing that, and it was an amazing initiative. I think maybe 2 years ago, Noah would have just jumped on her, like, don't ever do this. Why did you hire someone? And just kind of run really fast in the wrong direction versus trying to pause and really understand it. Now, quick chat with my business partner. We talk twice a week, every single week. In the past, we used to not do this, and we always would feel disconnected, and then I would get mad at him and we wouldn't know what's really going on. And so it's just it's a way to check in. There's no official agenda. It's just like, hey, how are you doing? Good. Do you need help with anything? Any problems? How do you think the business is doing? A lot of times it's not the formal stuff that makes the difference. It's kind of the casual check-in, hello, that you can have big impact on. So with that, and yeah, been overall a good day. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. It's interesting. Like today, I was just like, oh, I'm not like in a bunch of meetings today. It was nice.
Good.
Yeah, you?
Yeah, it's been pretty good balance lately. Good focus time.
Chat is great. It's just like a check-in. I mean, I think the big takeaway from that, which was interesting, I think sometimes in these business meetings, it's like CEO talks to the person like reports in. And one, he's my partner, but two, with all the meetings, how do you make it two-way streets? So you're kind of having communication back and forth about, hey, how are things? Here's what's going on with me, and here's what's going on with you. Think about sharing. So instead of asking how someone's doing, share how you're doing and then ask them how they're doing. I've always found that to be a really good approach. And then lastly, in our town hall with everyone, it was cool that so many people have worked here for so long. We have a lot of people with over 5 years of being at AppSumo. To me, that makes me so proud to create a company that I want to be at and that so many other people are excited to be there. Sometimes I have to warn people when they're applying for jobs. I'm like, you might actually like it here. You see people that hire and they do like 1 year stints. And they come to AppSumo and they just like kind of like stick, and that always makes me feel very proud.
A few moments later.
Dude, I'm fucking tired. But it's funny because the morning was like chill, and then I think like around like 12ish or so when we finally started dialing in, it was like back to back nonstop. And I think like any athlete or professionally or whatever, it's like you do your thing and then you rest, and you do your thing and you rest, and we're not in the afternoon. But I appreciate that we had a slow morning. But yeah, it's definitely hectic, and excited to go see the nanny person potentially, and then meet some partners. I'm gonna be taking my scooter. Shout out to my Vespa boys out there. Scooter gang, bang bang. All right, we're out here filming. Got Isaac, the videographer, tailgating me. Scooter life is dope. I don't care what anyone says, man. I love this scooter life. So we don't have to film, but I'll just give you a quick insight. My wife wants to go back to work, someone to help coach us about how to have the kids, someone to help around the house, someone to make our life easier. So we've been interviewing a bunch of different ones, and some are kind of in final stages. But definitely, sensitive to have someone in the house. We're new parents, so I think it'd be also good to have some kind of abuelita, some grandma support in the house. So that's what we're doing here. The nanny's cool. She's, super experienced, has a lot of things. But I think what I noticed today is I'm starting to get stage fright from the expenses. The nanny's $50K, about to buy my wife potentially a $75,000 Range Rover. And I'm like, do we really need these things? Like, I know my wife's happy with the Honda. We can have our moms come and help out with the baby. But definitely we're about to drop $120,000. Kids are expensive. I've got to make a lot more YouTube videos, I think is what I'm learning today. I think it's going to work out great. And if it doesn't, fine, we're going to learn and keep evolving. But I'm also trying to be mindful, we make money to be able to either have more time or make our life easier. And I think both these things will be great for my wife. Both these things are going to be great for wife and great for our new family. So now we are heading out. I'm late, but we're going over to an AppSumo meetup with a bunch of our partners. Honestly, sometimes I get a little hesitant because it's a lot of people who know who I am, and I'm like, okay, I just want to be at home with Isaac, the videographer, or with my wife, or with my friends. But a lot of times I go and meet super cool people, and I'm happy I went. It's just getting there. And social events sometimes is the introverted kind of energy stuff coming out. I'll see you there. Good. This is all the people from SAS Talk?
Yeah, it's all people from SAS Talk.
Yeah.
Name, company, city.
If anyone could spell Uzbekistan, let's do it.
All right, let's go. Come on in.
Okay, let's just follow him. POV it. POV it.
Welcome to AppSumo. Okay, let's go.
It's so cool to come and see all these people that are excited about the things that we're working on, as excited as we are. And it just makes me happy. It feels surreal because that wasn't the plan. The plan was, can I make a few bucks promoting cool deals and be able to travel the world my way? It's
It's amazing how far it's come. It's definitely beyond my dreams. With AppSumo, it's so cool. There's people literally around the world that have made cool software products, and we get paid to help promote that, and then our customers like buying those deals. And it's special to be able to impact people's lives, whether they're buying the products we're promoting or it's the partners that we're helping, change their lives by promoting their business. Being able to just know that we've been a little part of helping them succeed in the businesses that they've been creating. I think that's the part of AppSumo in my whole journey, whether it's the book, $1 Million Weekend, or whether it's this event, or whether AppSumo in general. People have done cool stuff. How do I help them promote it? Or how do I help people do their own business? And that's what bringing people together for this event and running our business is all about.
It's interesting. You do these internet businesses and they get to sizes, and you never really get to meet some of your customers or your partners. And so coming to something like this, where we hosted the event, it was nice to be able to connect with a variety of people. We connected with old people that used to work at AppSumo and SumoMe, connected with people who bought our recent business, SumoMe.com. They actually, literally, the new acquirer was here. People like younger kids, these like 19 and 20-year-old kids, I'll call out their company, it's called Zealot. And they're like, oh shit, we know you from YouTube, we know your stuff. And I'm like, yo, y'all are the future. These guys are like starting, hustling like crazy. Definitely like the younger, hungrier generation. They got the energy, but maybe not as much the experience just yet. Kind of feels like me 20 years ago. I will say so many times I've met people at events like this. Magically, you meet someone and like, I had a dinner with Mark Manson years ago and end up, kind of becoming friends, recently. This is POV, a day in the life of a $100 million CEO. It started in the morning. What did I even do today? I'm curious what people think a day is like. Someone put out a video recently about a day in the life of a millionaire where they hung out with me for a day. No one watched it. And it made me think, kids these days don't want to be rich. I like this kind of content because it's literally my day. And it shows people it's possible. I think one of the cool things you can be like, holy shit, I'm going to work hard when I'm 20 or 25 or 30 or 35 or 40 or 45 or 50. And then you build it up over time. You hire enough people, you can actually spend your day really ideally how you want it, and you don't need to build a $100 million a year business to do that. And also, when I started this whole thing, my dream was not to have parties and do any of this. It was to make a few $1,000s a month promoting software deals. So it's been a true dream, and I think maybe another video in the future about like how have I chosen these industries that have really expanded so much, and then we've got to be a special part of it. We're evolving, people. We're out here figuring out life. Doing our best.
What'd you all think about my day running a $100 million a year company? That's AppSumo.com. Was it more boring, more exciting, what you expected or not? I'd love to know what you thought in the comments below. And if you want to check out another really, really interesting story about an entrepreneur who makes $100 million a year, yes, and an honorary billionaire, check out Bill Perkins. He's also written Die With Zero, my favorite book in business. Check it out right up here. Uncle Noah loves you, and I'll see you out there. Pew, pew.